When Ella first participated in a beauty pageant, she amazingly won the crown with an impressive score. However, just as she was immersed in the joy of her victory, her body suddenly began to sway. Despite her efforts to steady herself, her consciousness gradually faded, and she ultimately collapsed to the ground. When the doctor pronounced her dead, her mother was devastated. Desperate to preserve her daughter's beauty in her final moments, Ella's mother sought out the most renowned mortician in town. Ella was wheeled into the funeral home and laid quietly on the operating table, covered in a white sheet. As the young mortician lifted the cloth, he was immediately captivated by Ella's stunning appearance. He carefully wiped her face and, unable to resist, leaned down to kiss her. Suddenly, thunder crashed outside, and a fierce wind blew open the windows. Nick immediately went to close them, but as he glanced in the mirror, he saw Ella sitting up. Startled, he turned around, only to see her collapse once more. Nervously approaching Ella, he heard a faint heartbeat and promptly called for an ambulance to rush her to the hospital. Miraculously, she survived after emergency treatment. The media eagerly reported on this incredible event, and Ella's mother seized the opportunity to arrange numerous engagements for her. Ella found herself thrown back into a hectic lifestyle, but having experienced death, she grew to despise it. To maintain her figure, she ate only one meal a day. In an attempt to win another beauty pageant, she even starved herself for a week, only to die suddenly. Ella began to have frequent nightmares of being buried alive in a coffin, with everyone smiling at her but no one coming to her aid. She finally realized that her mother was merely using her as a money-making tool. Determined to escape, Ella found herself at a loss, having always relied on her mother to manage her life. She rode aimlessly along a path, eventually finding herself at the funeral home. Entering the building, Ella lay down once more on the same operating table. Hearing the commotion, Nick thought a thief had broken in and rushed in with a baseball bat. Ella quickly sat up to explain that she just wanted to experience how she had suddenly come back to life. With no other choice, Nick allowed her to stay the night. The following morning, as Nick prepared to send Ella on her way, she hesitated, not wanting to return home. She pleaded with Nick to let her continue staying there, unwilling to go back to a home filled with control and manipulation. Though hesitant, Nick ultimately agreed after seeing the girl's imploring expression, arranging for her to stay in his mother's old room. The next day, Ella took the initiative to paint the walls and invited Nick to join her in restoring color to the house. She even helped Nick care for his father, who had Alzheimer's. Ella decided to plant mysterious seeds in the barren land in front of the house, believing that the soil would blossom with hope. Nick and his father, however, held little hope, as they had never successfully cultivated that plot of land. Just as Ella thought life would continue happily, her mother reported her missing. The entire town was searching for her, and the police quickly came knocking on their door.